Hello friends, this is Yara here, and this is gonna be my Ritual Beast deck profile slash NAWCQ rundown. And yeah, I had a lot of fun honestly doing the side events. I did not do that well at the main event because I did not practice as much as I should have. I had topped a case tournament like 1 or 2 weeks before the event, so I was feeling pretty confident, and I didn't practice as much as I should have. And I was messing up some of the combo lines. I felt like every match that I lost, I could have won easily had I practiced beforehand. I had a lot of fun at Austin though. So shout out to the Bozos Discord group. Shout out to people at GM. Shout out to all the people that I talked to at the event. Some people recognized me and they seem pretty friendly, so that's pretty good. I enjoyed being at those events. So shout out to everybody that I talked to. Shout out to all my friends. Shout out to the people that were able to get some of the cards for me. It was so hard to get a hold of some info cards, and some people just came in clutch and gave me some of the cards that I needed, and some Ritual Beast cards that I didn't have, and they came in clutch at the last second. So shout out to you guys. But yeah, let me show you guys the deck profile. So I believe that the deck itself, it's pretty solid. I would not change a thing about it. I took a long time trying to come up with the optimal deck, so I think this is the correct way to go. And the only thing that I didn't take into account was practicing like right before the event, just practicing some combo lines. So I think the deck itself is pretty solid. So yeah. Now let's look at the deck profile. So I'm gonna do this with one hand, guys. So we are playing, one card starter, triple Kanahawk. This card is clutch. We're playing triple Rempengu, mixed rarities, of course. If you have a super rare, or I think it's super or ultra. If you have an ultra rare, if you want to swap me for a common, triple Elder plus Kanahawk, or Elder plus Rempengu. Such a clutch combo. Can play through Nibiru, can play through so many hand traps. I think one time in one duel I got Imperm, Valor, and Nib, and I was still able to keep going because my hand was all gas. And Elder allows a lot of those anti-Nibiru combo lines, so pretty clutch. We're playing the three Beast, Spiritual Beast, Tamer Lara. This card is clutch because it has both names, and its name is a Tamer and a Spiritual Beast, so absolutely clutch. Now for the one-offs, we are playing one of the Apelio. I remember one time my opponent Imperm my Banshee, and they said, "Do you have another Pyro in the?" No, and then I summoned the red flag, and they asked me, "Do you have another Pyro in the deck?" Just they wanted to know that I was not cheating, and I'm like, Spiritual Beast Apelio is a Pyro. I could search this, so I did have another target in deck. So we're playing one Ritual Beast Tamer set from Pelika. Shout out Max. We're playing one of the old Tamer Lara. This is clutch because you can revive the Link 4. So absolutely clutch. We're playing one of the Wen. You can also revive the Link 4 from the Banish pile. One of the Pelifin. This card is good because you can bounce some floodgates. A lot of people don't expect you to run this card, but I think it's mandatory. And you can banish multiple times, right? If you're able to special summon it again, you can bounce it. If you're able to normal summon it somehow again, you can bounce another card. So we are playing one of the Winda. This card, as much as I hate opening this card is clutch, especially like going into battle phase, crashing, and then special summoning from the extra deck, and then you can just battle. Nobody expects this card to be that useful. And we are playing one Steeds. The fact that you can grab this off the Banish pile of the Link 4 is absolutely clutch. We are playing the Nemesis package, of course. We're playing the Protos, the red flag, and the green flag. Shout out Nim for letting me borrow this. But the green flag, so I built my deck to be able to get to top cut. And there's a lot of rogue during like the main event before getting to top cut. And ending on a Colossus can help you beat those rogue decks. This is more for like top cut once you already know what your opponent is playing. So being able to just like once you know what they're playing, you can call whatever attribute with more confidence. So now for the spells, we're playing the triple E Telly. One of my inheritance got in there. Triple of the inheritance. I don't know why people are only playing like one or two of these. This card is clutch. The attack position switching actually comes in pretty helpful against the Tenpai matchup, right? People, want to go to battle phase with their Chandra, and then you tag out into two bodies effect. Switch one of the monsters to defense position, and now they came battle, so pretty clutch. We're playing three talents. This was actual gas this whole event. And now we're playing the one-offs, Goldark, 1-for-1, and Foolish Burial. A lot of the times people will imperm your Kanahawk or your Rempengu, and if you open one of these, you can keep comboing off alongside E-Telly. So it's multiple ways to play through the imperm or the Veiler. And now for the hand traps, we're playing 3 Ash Blossom. I didn't want to get FTK'd by Gimmick Puppet or Branded. Some people are in board breakers only. I'm like, how can you guys do that? Like, are you hoping that you just win and don't play like Branded or Gimmick Puppet or all the other FTK decks that are out there? I need ways to play around it. That's why we're also playing the Imperms and the Shifter, the God card. Card's insane. Is the maxi of the TCG. So, and now for the extra deck, we're playing 1 Relinquish Enema, absolutely clutch. 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Zelantis. You can link off the Link 4, and then you can revive it off of the old Lara, and then it's co-linked, so this can pop cards. So it's a cool combo that you can do. Appaloosa, because a lot of people that have Nibiru, they want to wait up until the last second, but sometimes you slap them with the Appaloosa, and then you can they're like, oh man, I should have dropped the Nibiru, but it's too late by then. 1 Falco clutch card. The second one doesn't come up. You just need to know how to keep it in your extra deck or keep it in the graveyard or banished pile. Just make sure that you don't get it ripped off by like Unicorn or something like that, but you only need 1. Now for the fusions, we have 1 of the Ulti Galapello. I kind of wish I had an ulti of this. This card is amazing. This is the only way that you can play through like Imperm Nib or like Imperm or Nib Veiler, because the negate is not at once per turn. So this card is absolutely clutch in those scenarios. We have 1 Ulti Apelio. This card is cool because you can send it and send your Leo from deck. Plus, the battle phase effect can come in clutch. 2 Ulti Kanahawk. Can I say anything less? I kind of wish I could run a 3 of it, but like you can put itself back in the extra deck. But this card is actually crazy. Like the amount of time that I loop this, you can loop this. It feels like infinite times. It's insane. The second best card in the extra deck probably will be the Ulti Nochi. This is what allows you to play through like Nib, allows you to play through like interruptions, and the crackback is so good because your graveyard is loaded. You can just freely go into a Nochi and then pop your new Lara summoned from deck, and then you can just combo off from there. This 2, I believe that if you know how to use these 2 in the extra deck, you're in there, because you actually do need a lot of like you need to know how to play the game to be able to fully use both of these well enough, because this one prevents your other ritual beasts from being targeted, but the tag out effect is actually clutch. Sometimes you call Colossus, call light, you chain the effect, tag out, and now they're locked out of lights, plus you still have a body. So this card, if you know how to use this card, these 2 cards, you know how to play this deck. Basically, these are like the heart and soul of the deck. Then Colossus, shout out Nim for getting me this card. This card is crazy against rogue decks, against even meta decks like Snake Eyes or Ubel. This card puts in so much work. I forced an opponent to go into Typhon just to be able to out this card. And I mean, if they're gonna go into Typhon, I'm gonna win that game, right? Because they can't special summon anymore. So, oh yeah, and I'm also playing the Ruritaru. I don't know why I had it in a different pile. I mean, this is mandatory. You can actually grab your steeds from the banished pile. The normal summon is optional, so you can grab a trap and then just set it if you want to. The banish effect is crucial, and the no tributing is actually so good against decks like Drytron or plant decks, anything like that. This card is absolutely clutch. The fact that it has no restriction on how it can be summoned, so you can summon it from the banished pile, from the graveyard, you know, clutch. And it's generic Link 4, so you don't need like Ritual Beast or anything like that. So now we need the 2 extra deck monsters, the Flame Banshee and Typhon. These two put in so much work. A lot of people forget the special summon back effect, but always remember to summon this again if you can, if you control another Pyro, because it's another body. That way you can set up your Ruritaru easily. You can use it as link material. So, and Typhon is good in some clutch scenarios where, like, if you out a body and you beat over another body, you have control over the game. This is the king of that. So, and now for the side deck, this card right here is mainly for the Molchami. I predicted that Molchami was going to be clutch for the event because a lot of YouTubers were saying, oh, you know, Molchami is not that good, is a B tier hand trap. I'm like, are you guys serious right now? Like, I like to get 2 or 3 draws and making my opponent play weird for basically for free, right? So I thought Molchami was gonna be insane for the event. That's why I had the Ashes in the main deck. People draw face Molchami me multiple times on game 1, especially against Tenpai. So I know this is in the side deck, but the Ash is there for that for the game 1. So now we have the 3 Cosmic Cyclones and the 3 Dark Lunar Moors. When we know we're going second, this put in work versus control decks, and then the 3 evenly matches, and then we have the Cowboy and Underworld the Goddess for extra deck, side deck. We are in a format where we're gonna have to start siding in extra deck monsters. Like the winner, Aditya, he was siding in 2 extra deck monsters as well. The extra deck space is so tight, but there are so many cards that you need to have in the side deck just to deal with specific matchups. This never came up. It should have come up, but it didn't. It's just there because sometimes, like, if your opponent is reading all your cards, like, I can play fast enough, but if your opponent is reading all your cards, then they're gonna get cowboyed, you know, they deserve it. So, and then this is against stuff like Pearly or stuff like that, because otherwise we wouldn't have an out to it. So we need that for those scenarios. And speaking of Molchami, we are playing the 3 Molchami in the side deck. When we know we're going second, this card put in so much work, so much work. One of my opponents thought for literally almost 5 minutes, thinking to themselves, like, I kind of feel like passing. Like, I knew they had to play, but they didn't want to give me any draws, so they just passed. So we take those, right? That's why this card is spiking up in price. Shout out John for letting me borrow these. This card is clutch. I had the call by the Molchormies and the Ashes, so I was ready for this. This card is insane. So, and when the new one comes out, you're gonna see it everywhere. So yeah, that was it. Shout out to everybody that I talked to at the event. I had a lot of fun, a lot of fun. I know I didn't top, but you know, the journey sometimes is more important than the destination. But next time I will play test the days before, and I will do a lot better. So, but yeah, as always, guys, this was Yara here, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.